lift the gates up, you can see these lights right here on the bumper for safety. Now, the cargo light, kind of interesting. When I say interesting in this context, it's like poor, basically. So we have these lights here, and they're like super dim. My little pointer is brighter than them. So those are typically, those type of lights are over-the-shoulder lights, which illuminate here, right? But it seems like they're just in this area, but they don't even, I can't even register them visually on the ground, or even here. They don't even shine anywhere. They're just so dim. So there's not much I can say about these other than there's a light there, but they don't really do anything. Now these lights here actually do something. They illuminate this little area in front of them. Nice soft light right there. And there's another one on this side. But in here, when I had these seats fold down, that's all dark. In the center is pretty dark. And anything like this, like my case, I open this up, I can't hardly see in there. And those parking lot lights are shining in here, but helping out. But other than that, it's just been a real hassle trying to use my equipment in this cargo area, because the lighting is very, very poor for actually using the vehicle. I mean, it kind of looks cool having these soft lights on the side. These lights are borderline ridiculous because they don't really do anything. So I guess if it's super duper dark, they can illuminate this area just in this area right here, and that would help out a little bit. But as far as actual cargo lights, they don't really do anything. So yeah, this is I would like to hear the justification for this light setup for a vehicle of this type, and also the price vehicle this is, Now the third row, when it's lifted up, you do have some lights, little tap lights under here, which you can turn on independently. So if you reach under there and turn these lights on, they're really intended to go in the lap area of the passenger, but they do help out with the cargo light there. But you have to reach all the way up in there to turn them on. The inside of the back door does have a puddle light. It's kind of hard to tell. It's not super bright, but it does have one under there. Now there is some ambient light, and the lights are different colors. So you have like a teal and then like a purple there, looking pretty good. And then there's a little light for the power window switch. And this vehicle actually has like ashtrays here in the back. So I guess the light shines in there as well. There is a illuminated sill plate, kind of looking kind of neat. And there's the back seat. And you can see the lights are on back here. But they don't turn on when you open up the trunk. They just turn on when you open the door here. But look at these lights here. There's one on each side of the sunroof, and they do a good job. Even the floorboard is illuminated. We also have floorboard illumination under the seat there. But these lights right here do a good job of illuminating this whole back seat area. Then you have climate control. USB ports are backlit. Down here, there is a 12-volt power supply that's not backlit next to them, though. But yeah, all this is this little screen right there for adjusting the quad, basically the quad climate control. And check out the ambient lights from this angle, looking pretty good. The inside of the driver's door here in the front does have a puddle light. Once again, not super bright, but it does have one under there. There's a little accent light under here, right next to the speaker. There's no illumination for the pocket, but there is the ambient lights here, looking good. Backlit buttons as well. A little bit of floorboard illumination, illuminated sill plate, and the lights here in the front are shining mostly in the center there, coming from that area. So when the doors open, it's just this one light right here illuminates on this side. Let me go ahead and shut the driver's door, and it goes away. But you can turn on all the interior lights with this button up here. So there's buttons up here. So turn on all the interior lights. It gets nice and bright. So if we need to see in here, both the front and the back seats are very well illuminated, I would say, for the most part. All right, let's turn that off. Okay, so we have ambient light, and I've been trying to get into the settings here, and I keep this system just keeps locking up on me, and I can't get past certain screens. Tried to go in different ways, try to pull down, go through the settings this way, which doesn't have the ambient light in this setting. It's usually in here, which I can't get past this. It just gives me a blank screen, so I can't change the colors for you, right? So anyways, there is different, the colors that it has is right now are like a teal and a purple. You can see it's the teal is like the line, and then the surfaces there are the purple. It looks pretty good. There's a little accent light there on the door. Floorboard illumination, I don't know if you can tell, but the floorboard does have some subtle illumination there. You can tell down there. Steering wheel is all illuminated. Even the little stalk here is illuminated. That's pretty good. The paddle shifters have illumination. The screens look good at night. Not overly bright or anything like that. Like this right here, looking good. Goes all the way around the edge. Cup holders are not illuminated. We do have buttons around them. That's kind of cool. This center console does not have a light, but it does have USB ports, which are backlit illuminated. Let me turn on the interior lights here so you can see what I'm talking about. So there's no light in there. The glove compartment does have a light. Kind of dim only on one side because it's a large glove compartment with a felt lining, black felt lining. So a little bit brighter light in the center would have been better, but that's the way it is. At least it has a light. I was kind of surprised. I thought maybe it didn't at this point. All right, so these buttons up here, turning on all the interior lights like so, or you can tap individual lenses, turn those reading lights on or off. There's a light here, there's a button to turn off the feature to turn on the lights when you open the door. So if you don't want that to happen, you can turn that feature off here. The visor also has a light here. When you open this up, it'll turn on. Now, that light is on the other visor. So if you happen to leave that on and then flip this down, it automatically turn that light off. So, kind of an interesting place to put it, but it works. So let's go back to the screen. So I'm gonna put it in reverse so you can see what the camera looks like. The camera actually has that top-down view and then the front and rear view, and it actually works pretty good. I can see good. The rear view camera, I'm turning the steering wheel right now, and you can see the camera kind of tries to aim. It doesn't actually move, it's just kind of like a visual effect. As I turn the steering wheel, the camera kind of gives you a view in that direction. But as far as the visibility, you can see fine. The reverse lights are bright enough to where you can see the top down everywhere. It looks good. When I put it in drive, you can see the front there looks good. So yeah, the camera system's well done, I would say. When you get out of the car, it basically turns the vehicle off in like just a few seconds. But when it does do that, the ambient light turns white. So I thought that was kind of neat. It kind of helps out with visibility sometimes, with having that white ambient light. So yeah, it looks pretty cool too. So right now it's set at maritime, which is blue. Let's go to the top. Contour is the first one. It's white. Vision is the next one. It's kind of like a yellowish off-white. Solar, just like an orange, looking pretty cool. Impulse, red. Maritime, which was blue. Caribbean, which is a teal. So you notice there's different colors here. You got the teal, and then you have these surfaces that are different. So it kind of like blends it together. Audi drive select, depending on what drive mode you're in, it'll choose the color. All right, and then you can individual parameters, which you can set up here, and then you have surfaces, which you can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the color. So you like purple. There's different color categories. So you have yellows, oranges, reds, and then you have the white there. You can customize that. And then your footwell, you can have that turned on or off. Let's go back. Now lines are the other ones, which are right now is a teal. And now we can change the color to that. And there's different color, basically categories. You scroll through and get the ones that you want. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm glad I was able to get into the settings to show you, because the ambient light is pretty nice in here. You know, it's not overly bright. It's fine. It looks good. It's very impressive when you get in the vehicle. So yeah, this color combination looks pretty good. I guess we'll leave it right here.